Hey everybody, Sean here, DTF Tech Talk, owner, Hometown Hype, Custom Apparel, Franklin, Pennsylvania. Rough day today. So I was printing out of nowhere. Customers came in. I had to stop printing for a second. I I just did all the normal things. I didn't do anything weird. Came back after the customers left and look at my CMYK head. It's like my tracking is like all out of whack. See how blurry that is, right? Look at that. It's not tracking at all. The white head is still on point, right? It's still fine, crisp, clean. It's even doing the thick. Everything's fine with the white head. But this CMYK head is not printing anything it's supposed to. I've tried all kinds. So I've cleaned the encoder strip, which was my first instinct. I had a third encoder strip sensor. I changed that. It's such a pain in the butt to change. I changed that, replaced the wiring, same results. So that wasn't the problem. So at this point, I think I don't know what else to do besides change the print head. So I told you guys I would show you changing the print head the next time I need to change a print head. So here we go. We're going to change this print head out. So this print head that I have now is fine. In fact, when I do the nozzle checks, it comes out fine, right? The nozzles are perfect. So I'm going to try and get you guys here. Somehow you can see, but you're not in my way. I don't know if it's going to be possible. I really don't know if it's going to be possible. It's such a tight area. It is such a tight area. Hopefully you guys get some kind of view there. You're honestly still kind of in my way. All right, so all I did I just got the white head out of the way. There's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. Just loosen them, and then I loosened the white ink thing, which is typically right here in the middle, and then I'm just moving that to the side. This is basically dangling on its ribbon cables, which is not. I guess I'll just take this off. So all I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I have this labeled. Write down RD. I'm just going to very easily, firmly, there's right up, head 2 right up, right? Just pull them out nicely. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Make sure they're labeled so I can see. That's down. These ones are not labeled. That's left down, and this will be left up. They're labeled higher up. So I'm just going to get these out of my way, okay? And then I can just pull the dampers out like so. Firmly pull them out, right? But don't frickin' drop your print head. There we go. Okay, and then this will separate from the top. Okay, this is the damper heater, and this is the print head right here. I'm just going to put this off to the side. I'm going to put my print head off to the side too, and then just put it someplace nice. Don't be careful with it. It's very expensive. I'm just going to push these off to the side. They're dripping everywhere. That's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm just going to move these ribbon cables out of the way, like over to here, like this. Okay, just keep them safely. There's still a lot of crap in your way. All right, now I'm going to loosen the 3 screws on the CMYK head. I actually did this earlier because I thought maybe my ribbon cables weren't fully set. That wasn't it. All right, there's one. That might not be fully loosened. And, you know, if you can avoid doing this, that's great because it is a huge pain in the butt. All right, that one's full. This is the hardest screw of the whole project, is this one in the back on the CMYK head, because often it's way back there. Your hand doesn't really fit in there. There's so much crap in your way, but you just got to get a screwdriver down there, get it loose. All right, left a little bit of thread on that last one. Okay, there we go, up and out. All right, so I'm just going to inspect this, see if there's anything obvious. Don't see anything obvious that could be the problem. I'm just checking to see if the ribbon cables are fully seated. Looks like they are. Just going to pull them out, inspect them, slide them back in. Okay, I don't see anything obviously wrong on any of these. They all look good, look totally clean. They look fully seated, so I don't know what the heck's going on. I guess I'm gonna try, I have another print head here. Man, I don't know why it's so hard to remove the dampers today. Just firmly hold the print head. I'm gonna have to, oh, just got ink everywhere. That's part of it. All right, just firmly hold that. I'm gonna pull these out without trying to get them wet. Okay, so I'm gonna take this print head. Okay, in just a moment I'm gonna flush this. So I'm gonna take it and run distilled water through it, through the manifolds on the top, and preserve it, because that may not be the problem. That there's a good chance that's not the problem. So yeah, anyway, all right, here's a print. This actually is not a new print head. This was an old print head that I was having nozzle problems with, but this was a white print head, and honestly that was before I elevated my white ink tank, and I honestly think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's going to work. So let's put it back together. So the first thing is the ribbon cable. So this is RD, head 1 RD, which means this is the right down. So right, there's a little gap on your print head, right? See this little gap right here? That's how you know that's the left-hand side. So I'm going to plug in the right down. And honestly, I'm a little apprehensive. I think maybe I should just change these ribbon cables while I'm in here because I have extras, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a dummy. All right, left down, right, LD, left down, LU, left up. Okay, make sure they're fully seated. That was not fully seated. There, that's fully seated. Okay, fully seated. Fully seated. Okay, fully seated. Now I'm going to put the bracket on top. Okay, there's only one way. There's only 3 holes for three screws, right? Just make sure it's in the right way. And let's slide our damper heater like this on top because it doesn't work any other way. And then let's put in our black, cyan, from left to right. That's how mine is anyways. Yours may be mapped differently. Magenta and yellow. All right, I'm just going to slide this up. Looks good. Looks like it's all fully seated. Now I'm just going to put this back into position here. Try not to bump the bottom of the print head on anything. It's the bottom that's sensitive. I'm just going to line these up with the holes. All right, and then I'm just going to try to thread these down a little bit each so that they start to grab. Honestly, the CMYK one's harder, specifically because it's just harder to reach. Okay, I got a little thread on that one. All right, I'm going to tighten this one up. And then I'm going to tighten this one up. Now, this back one, I'm essentially, let me lower this down. I'm essentially going to tighten this one down all the way. So what you see me doing with my left hand is I'm actually lowering the capping station platform. So it was up before, providing pressure onto the bottom of the print heads. And there's capping solution in there, which actually might not be a great idea because like if a ribbon cable or something dunks in there, you really don't want to get those wet. So probably would have been smart to empty those, but it is what it is at this point. If you're new to this, maybe empty those. Don't let there be capping solution in there when you're doing this. All right, now I'm tightening the front left. You don't want to torque one down really hard because what it's going to do is it's going to cause that to lean in that direction. So just get them tight, but not so tight that you don't really torque them down. All right, I'm on to my last one. Okay. That's all three. The CMYK print head is set up. Okay, I'm just going to look and I'm going to visually check to make sure that the ribbon cables on either side are fully seated in there, right? They didn't come out when they're getting bumped around and everything. So there's that. Okay, now we're going to take our white print head and put it back together. So we got this here. So the first thing I'm going to do, where's the bracket? Where the heck did I put? Oh, it's still on the damper heater. Okay. Sure. I should really take a second. Hold on. I'm just going to take a moment and wipe this up because I don't often have this pulled apart like this. It's not even worth it. I need some cleaning supplies to really get this good. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. All right. Just going to wipe anything I see. Oh yeah, there's some crusty white ink there. When you guys have more time, you can kind of clean up underneath here. It's a good idea to clean up all the white ink that's kind of dripped down here over time while you have the head off. It's not a terrible idea, okay? Now I'm going to take the print head, again, that little slot on the left, right? And I'm going to seat these screws down inside of it so that it's all lined up. Do not drop it, right? That's really the key. Why is it not seating all the way down? I guess it is. All right. Now I am going to not bump the bottom of the print head and I'm going to stick it into position. It's into position now. Oh, you know what I didn't do, guys? Missed a step. I didn't put the ribbon cables. It's not going to work very good without the ribbon cables. Okay, that is right up, right down, which means my left up and left down are going to be way over here. All right, so this is left down right here. Little schmutz there. Just want to get that out of the way. Okay, make sure it's fully seated in. Now this is my left up. I don't know how much you guys can see. I don't have a ton of extra mental capacity to think about you guys. I'm sorry. I've got a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts here. I'm struggling to get this ribbon cable in. This one, like, I really feel like needs replaced, but it's got a little schmutz on the end. A little corrosion. But okay, there we go. You can feel it click in, right? You can kind of feel it and hear it audibly click in. Okay, here's right up. So see the slots on the sides. I don't know if I explained that. So the up one, the metal parts on your ribbon cable should be facing upward. It's obvious if you understand how electronics work, which way it goes, right? And then there's the right down, same thing. The metal parts and the metal bits go downward for the down one. If you ever get these mixed up somehow, guys, they are, at least my printer, they are labeled on the motherboard. So if you follow these ribbon cables up to the motherboard, you will see. Now, why is this one not clicking in fully? All right, well. Okay. Now, I'm going to gently, now that the ribbon cables are in, we're going to gently glide it down into position. Hold on. I do not like the way this ribbon cable is sitting. It doesn't feel like it's fully seated. There we go. Okay, now same thing. Just torque these down a little bit. Don't feel like you got to super tighten them. You really don't need them ultra tight. What you don't want to do is put unneeded stress on the ribbon cables so that they pop out. That's the worst thing you can do. All right. I'm just tightening these down. The final thing is going to be to put the white back in. I'm not going to put everything fully back together with the white until I do some tests to see, because I don't want to have to retake it all apart. Okay. Now, it really doesn't matter where you stick these guys, but I just go left to right. Just make sure they're fully seated down. It's really dripping, which isn't good. Man, why is it dripping so much? I think it's dripping so much because of how elevated my tank is. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. Make sure they're fully seated. Okay. I'm just going to leave that there for now. God, I got white ink everywhere. Well, let me get a wiper upper. I have a big cloth somewhere. Where the heck is it? Just going to kind of clean up real quick. Sorry if I sound tired today, guys. It's just been exhausting doing battle with this thing today. Some days are like that, you know. It's been a while since I've had to do battle with this thing, but it is what it is. All right, I'm just going to bring it back into position. I'm going to manually put the capping station platform back up into position, just like that. Just going to take a look, make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. Off screen, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flush it with distilled water, okay? All right, now I'm going to take this. Oh, it's underneath my tripod. Okay, I'm going to take this, plug it back in, turn the printer on. There's the little red light you can watch for up here. See that, this blinking green light right there? Typically, if there's any problems with like your ribbon cable connectors, like any electronic issues, it'll instantly blink red. So if you see that blink green right away, that's a good sign. Hold on one sec while this gets initialized. I'm going to grab some water in my syringe because we're going to flush this print head, which we do want to do relatively soon, right? We don't want to leave it linger. So I'm just going to get a cup with some distilled water. I'm going to rinse this cup out real quick because there's a bunch of crud in it. Because there's a chance that this print head is fine. We don't want to waste a $1,000 print head. So. All right, the light is still blinking green. Good sign. So just off screen, I'm filling some stuff up with distilled water to flush this print head out. I'm going to get a basin to flush the print head into. Got a lot going on my feet right now. All right. Cleaning cycle. So I'm going to do one cleaning cycle, and then I'm going to do some loading cycles. So look, I just got distilled water and a syringe and the old print head. I'm just going to rinse this out. Just push very gently. Just push very gently down. And a bunch of CMYK inks coming out of it. So that's the black channel. I'm going to move to the cyan channel. So you can see, look at my thumb, guys. I'm not pushing very hard at all. And it's not required to push hard at all. It's not like a white print head. Magenta. I was hoping to show you guys what it looks like, but what can you see? See magenta. It's coming out of that channel. When you push on these, don't push all the way so that the air goes through it. Once you run out of liquid, stop pushing. Okay, so now I'm gonna do like a 25-second load ink cycle on head 1. So I come back to my computer and print exp. I go to settings, I go to the load ink tab, and I click all heads, and I change it to head 1, right, which is the CMYK head. And now it's applying suction to the CMYK head and pulling ink through it. I'm gonna do it for 20 seconds. I'm at the 21-second mark right there, and I'm gonna hit stop, and then I'm gonna run another clean cycle. I'm gonna look on the bottom, and I see lots of CMYK ink coming out the bottom of the head, which is good. That means that ink was getting pulled through. Meanwhile, I'm still flushing the other print head, which, like I said before, may be fine. And like I said, this is just distilled water. There's no cleaning solution or anything in it. So I think it's healthy for this to get flushed out every now and then anyway. All right, so each one of these has had 20 milliliters of distilled water pushed through it. Nozzles are perfect, which is great. I'm just going to put this aside for now. All right, let's do a nozzle check and see what it looks like. Not good. It's okay, because really what I want to see is I want to disqualify. Look at all that white that dripped off. It's actually, I think that's underneath the film. Yeah, it is. Shit. All right, I don't have enough hands to do all this. Unfortunately, got a print head in my hand and all kinds of. I'm just gonna start printing a file, guys, just because I want to see if it comes out the same blurry kind of thing. I don't really care if the nozzles are clogged right now. Which, I mean, that printer has not been used in months. I just want to see if it comes out blurry the same way, because then I can disqualify the print head as being the problem. And it does. Okay. So, see, look, it's still coming out the exact same results I was getting before, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, it means I don't have a bad print head, which that's not, I hit the wrong button. So that's not a $1,000 problem. I'm going to cancel this print. And my white print head's working, so I know I put that back together well, which is good. So, okay, there you guys go. So I have other work to do that I'm not going to, because I don't know what the problem is at this point. I have a feeling, so I changed my encoder strip sensor. I cleaned the encoder strip. It may be the encoder strip again, which was the problem next time. I don't actually think I have another one, unfortunately. However, I'm gonna see what I got, see if I can figure something out here. That's great that it's not the print head. Essentially, I'm just going to return this print head back to its original, its home, right? Because this print head's better than that print head that's on there. And I know this one has perfect nozzles because I just used it. So I'm going to stop flushing it for the time being. I'm going to put it in this little case for now, just in case it drops or something. I'm going to rip all this back apart. I guess you guys can stay for that, right? Why not? You want to see it? Maybe I'll give you a slightly different angle or something. So let's, all right, it's fine. I'll give you this angle. My shoulder might be in the way a little bit, but, all right, I'm gonna turn off the printer. It stinks. I wish I could have the lights. So I got to rip all this back apart again, which isn't a big deal. Let's not have a bad attitude about it, guys, right? Let's have a good attitude about it. All right, so this back left, let's start there. I'm gonna start with that screw. So I'm doing the white head, the back left screw. I should have put my apron on, guys, because I totally ruined my shirt. And actually, I'm gonna try. So much. It's easier if you can keep the white print head together and just move it off to the side. However, it still impedes your reach, which is really the only reason you have to remove the white print head is because you really can't reach back there properly unless the white print head's out of the way. So what am I gonna do? Let's try this. No, that's not gonna work. All right, let's just fully do it again, guys. We just did it. Let's not cut corners. So guys, also want to note, I didn't just turn the printer off. I also removed the power cable. I think that's probably pretty good practice. So if you're going to do this, probably do both of those things. So, all right, here are the head 2, the white head ribbon cables. Just going to move those out of the way. I'm going to pull these dampers. They're going to drip a little bit. They're hot right now. And there's tons of white ink pushing down on top of them from my thing. Okay, all right, there's this. Get that out of the way over here. And I'm just going to put this aside. Really, I should have like a little something to put that in. Okay, that might be as good as it gets right there, even though white ink's dripping everywhere. Okay, so now let's get after the CMYK print head. I'm going to loosen this front left one. You see, this video is going to end up probably being like 30, 45 minutes. But I hope the audio is working. Let me see, it's my little later one. Yeah, it is. But in the grand scheme of things, when you have to change your print head, it's not that huge of a deal. Okay, I'm doing the front right screw as of right now. Okay, now the hardest one, like I've mentioned in the past, is the back left one. Oh, I missed. Okay, come on. I wish I had better lighting for you guys. There we go. The threaded. All right, loosen, loosen, loosen. Unfortunately, I got to flush this old print head again, but okay. The thing that does stink is I don't actually have any maintenance solution. So there's a special solution that's meant for keeping print heads long term. All right, I think that should be good. Yeah, okay. All right, it's all unthreaded. So let's pick it up. Let's see. Let's just gently remove the ribbon cables and get them out of the way. Okay, come on. Okay, ribbon cables are out of the way, so I don't have to worry as much about pulling these dampers out. I'm going to pull the dampers. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, hopefully they don't drip. All right, I'm going to separate this print head. Okay, here's this. I need to keep this closed. I got to reflush this. I think that print head is probably salvageable at some point. It might need some work, but okay. Here's the print head that we removed originally. We're going to put this back in place. So let's go the bracket first, followed by the damper heater, followed by the ribbon cables. Okay, left down, that's this one, right? So the metal prongs are facing down on the down. Left up, the metal prongs are facing up for the up. Sometimes it could be weird to get your hand in there. All right. Oh, fuck. I think that was more just like an aggressive snap on my fingers. Nothing really snapped on the print head. Okay. Now I'm going to do head 1D for down, right? Fully seated. And then here's that's head 2. See, I almost made a big boo-boo. And then here is head 1 up, which is here. It's nice and it keeps things easier, guys, if you label your ribbon cables. So typically I label mine way down here, right? But they're also labeled up here. So if I get into trouble, I can kind of like look up and see what's going on. Oh, I lost a fucking damper. Where did it go? It's okay. I'll put that back together here in just a sec. Promise I just don't want it to drip. So let's do this. So just to get these out of the way a little bit, I'm going to put these on top. So I got my black damper right here. Okay. Cyan we got to skip because I just ripped the damper head off. So I'm going to skip that one. Magenta. And I kind of want to thread these up through the middle. That'll keep things easy moving forward. All right, those are seated down. Now I'm going to get this back and into position. And then I'm going to reseed this. So look, so my cyan damper came off. No, it fucking snapped off. Damn it. So look, you can see it snapped off at the tip. So luckily, I just had a damper. What did I do with it? I just had a damper I cleaned out in preparation for this. Here it is. Ta-da! I think I might need to cut this tip off. Need a razor blade. All right, so I'm gonna cut as little off of this as I possibly can because you only have so much. I'm gonna try not to slice my finger. All right, I think I did a pretty good job. I'm just gonna slip this on. I'm just making sure it's got good pass through. It does. Oh, are you serious? So sometimes you might have to heat these up, which would stink because I'd have to run upstairs to get my lighter real quick to get them on. Actually, I think I have my heat gun down here. Right. Nice some needle nose pliers. That'll let me grip the tips. And kind of push it down towards the base. I'm trying to get it fully seated down. It really does not want to go down. All right, that's good. It should be good. Okay, now I want to find my syringe and prime this damper before I put it on. So where's my syringe? Here, I have another one. Let me just get another one real quick. So I'm using this new microphone I got, guys, and I really hope it's working because it would stink to record this whole video without any audio. No, is this my? No, that's my flushing one. Where's my priming damper? All right, I'll choose this old one. All right, so you guys know how to prime a damper. Stick it in, give her a pull. Wait a minute, why am I not getting any ink? Is this a bad damper? There we go. As you guys can see there, filled up with ink. Something felt a little weird about the line though. Okay, prime damper, that's good. I'll put this on top of the print head. Come on. Slip that down into position. Okay, good. Now I'm going to seed down the thread down the screws, hold down a position a little bit. Like I said the first time, don't over tighten. Just kind of make it snug so that it sits down fully. Now I'm going to do this back one. Actually, I'm going to relieve the pressure on this so that the capping station, you know, it's got springs in it and it's pushing up against the bottom of the print head as of right now. So this will relieve that. This one's being weird. I think it's because my... Why is this being weird? I'm going to loosen this one. So I think it's tilted too far down to the right now. And it doesn't want to It doesn't want to thread down. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's easier. Meanwhile, guys, I'm trying to watch out to not bump the ribbon cables too much, because that's the one thing that'll make you have to start all the way over from the beginning, because you got to get the white head out of the way in order to access it. So it's not easy to just push the ribbon cable back in if it gets unseated. You essentially have to remove everything just to get the right angle at it, because like you have no leverage, because it's such a tight little space. It's not like you can just reach in and push it in. You might be able to do it with like a pair of tweezers or something, but I've never had success. I've never been able just to reach in and fix it. Like, I always have to disassemble everything to get it to that point. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my white head, and you do want to kind of hurry. You know, don't make any stupid mistakes or anything, but you do want to hurry because your print head's drying out, right? And you don't want it to dry out. So let's do this. And I'll bring this underneath like that. Now we got to set up the ribbon cables. So let's go to the left first. So this one, I'm going to bring these over top. Where are my ribbon cables at? Okay. Let's head 2 down. Yep. Okay. So this is up. And my white print heads have no problems, so I don't have to worry too much about these, although they do look like they do have very minor corrosion on the tip of that left up one. So I just want to note that for myself, because I'm a professional and I want to keep note of what state my printer is in. Okay, so that's the head 2 right down, and then this is head 2 right up. A little bit of schmutz. Okay, and just make sure once again, the very final, before I put it back all down, that everything's fully seated. Okay. Whoa. Print head fell off the brackets. So right, guys, you want to be careful with this, but don't be so scared that you don't do it, right? It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You can do it, right? You can follow Sean's secret to life. So my secret to life, what is it? It is be secure in the knowledge that everyone on earth is an idiot, okay? I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. The guy that made this machine's an idiot, right? So the thing about idiots is that if there was already an idiot who installed the print head, then another idiot, aka you, can do it as well. So we're all just idiots, right? You go talk to your doctor, he's an idiot. Everyone's an idiot. No one knows anything. That's like Socrates, man. The only thing he knew is that he knew nothing. And as long as you know that, it's a lot of power in it. Right? No one's an expert. Yes, I've done this before. However, the way I did it the first time is just kind of figure it out, right? Knowing that idiots do it. So, all right. That's 1 tight, here's 2 tight, and here's 3 tight. Then we're done. And this last time, because I'm very much hoping I'm not going to be putting any more print heads, taking any more print heads apart, putting them back together. I'm going to put these screws on for the white distribution tank up here. Oh, there you go. I pulled that ribbon cable a little harder than I would have liked to, but I think it's okay. I might have lost one of these screws. One's enough. You really just need to hold it up there. Let me see. No, it's right here. Okay. And just like that, I think we're back together. I'm going to take this print head. I'm not going to make you guys watch. I'm just going to flush that off screen. That's the old one that I was trying to see if it would work. I'm going to re-rise up my capping station. I've got quite a mess from all the ink that this caused, guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do like what I did before. Go Chapa, right? I'm going to turn the printer on. I'm going to look and see. Okay, do I have 2 green lights? I got 2 green lights. That's good. Those will instantly, pretty much instantly, blink red if there's any electronic issues with the print head, because I've had those kind of issues before. I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to go right to a load ink cycle because there's no capping solution in there. And then once I'm done with all this, I'm going to have to do some major cleaning here. So let it initialize. In fact, I'm going to bring this forward. Where's my razor blade? I'm going to do this and then wipe some of this up. Oh, it got all over my cams and stuff. I'm going to need a little additional cleaning here in a moment. But let that initialize. Bring this up to my standard margin, which right now is about 35, 36. Come on. It's so annoying when these get cockeyed. So they won't slide back over. There we go. Oh, look at all that white ink underneath there. That up. You guys, if you're not sure, wow, I got a lot of crud on my hands. There you go. If you hit cleaning, it won't clean until it initializes with either the computer or it knows it's offline. Typically, I think it'll run cleaning cycles offline, but it won't run nozzle checks offline. So note that. That's an important thing to note. Oh, get my piece of paper down. I might need to get a clean rag here. Wipe my hands up. Ooh. There's like a lot of like crud I got underneath here when I wiped this up. You don't want that. So you want your printing platform to be perfectly flat. So you don't want any crud underneath the printing stuff. All right, it's a lot better. All right, I'm gonna have more hands, so I'm gonna take you guys with me and just show you what I'm doing over here. So this is the damper that broke. Clean cycle's done, so I'm just going to my settings, right? I come over here and I go, why is my occlusion off? That's weird. All right, and I go to head 1, load ink. Now remember, right, I thought I saw something dripping. Remember, I flushed that print head, so I got to get ink back inside of it. So I'm going to do about a 20-second load ink. You don't want to do 2 load ink cycles because it wastes your ink. So, all right, now I'm going to do a strong cleaning cycle. Look, you want to look. See how there's CMYK ink back there? You want to just note that when you do cleaning cycles, just peek underneath, right? Just look underneath there, see what's going on, make sure you're getting ink through, because you'll see that, like, kind of, how would you explain that? Like a bead kind of sticks to the print head. So that'll give you an indication if it's actually sucking ink through. So I would not be surprised if the nozzle check, if you recently flushed your print head, it's not uncommon to have to do a few different loading cycles just to get the head and the dampers fully saturated back in with white ink, or ink, sorry, just generally ink. I am not happy with that blue damper. See how it's not fully on? I'm gonna have to address that. I can't, it almost looks like it's not on at all. It's just like resting on top. So I should have worked that a little harder. All right, should be done. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some gaps in the nozzles, but just because it's not fully saturated with ink yet. But let's just do a test and see how it comes out. They were perfect before we started this process. So yep, and they're not. In the cyan, it's like offline. So that's not surprising. The rest look pretty good. I guess that black channel didn't come through, but we're just going to do another loading cycle. We're going to work through that way. Then, like I said, I will likely, I'm going to mess with the encoder strip a little more. I already changed the encoder sensor. I cleaned the strip, but I did not change the strip. So maybe I'll try changing the strip. It's like brand new. I don't know why that would be the problem, but at this point, I'm pretty darn stumped. So I'm going to keep working through it, guys. Just keep at it. Eventually, I'll resolve it. I know it. I've never been unsuccessful before. So yeah, hopefully this helps. You guys have been asking me forever for a video changing your printer head. So I did more than one printer head change in this video. I did quite a few. So hopefully that's helpful to someone out there. Yeah, have a great day, guys. We'll see you later. Goodbye.